welcome back to Sisters United. You're joined by Player 1
and Player 2.
and welcome back to our first tribute of the Not So Berry Challenge starring with Minto Berry. So today, as you can see, we've got double Sims and we're going to be gender bending them into their opposite gender. Even though some of them have had twins and siblings, we would still like to do them how they would have been if we were to play them.
Yeah.
So to start off with Mint, we're taking the same features as much as possible. So same eyebrows, same skin details, and things like that.
Yeah, to try and get them as accurate as possible.
Yes, I have a lot of CC, more than I did in the past.
When we started.
Personally, I think as we go along, they get better.
Yeah.
And better. Like the gender bend versions are really good.
Yeah.
Because I'm better at putting stuff on a sim now than I was at the start.
Yeah, but that was what? Nearly a year ago?
Yeah, so it's nice to actually see. And everything. So with wee Minto, with the hair and stuff, we decided to have a scroll through, but in the end we decided to stick to the colour scheme that she had with her male self, and so we chose that one in the end.
Yeah, the side ponytail.
Because it's hard to try and imagine how you would play them, because we see Minto Berry as a man, and how he was, but the female version would have had a different lifestyle.
Right, she would have.
So we feel like the outfit that we chose fitted her aesthetically of how she probably would have been.
Yeah.
So very similar to the old Mint.
Like
Still one of my favourites to revisit.
Yes.
Because I absolutely adore his love story with Blaze.
Yes.
It's probably one of my favourite romances.
I don't think we planned for Blaze straight away, did we?
No, I had her ready, but she wasn't going to be like the only option.
Aye, it's like we had the people at work.
But she swooped in and stole. So we go from this iconic Minto to Minta.
Or Mintet.
Or Mintet.
I'm quite happy. Really like it.
So next is Megri. My stunning Megri.
Yes.
One of the most beautiful Sims I think I have made.
Yes.
And her story did not pan out quite exactly how we wanted it at the start.
No.
Because originally we had a whole plan for her university not to be as long and her to run her sorority group, and that was her first taste into power, and then politicians and blah blah blah. But
it did not end
like that because we had planned for Hannah Berry to move in with her in the city as a teenager and everything and have that discourse relationship. But with the way it went, it was fine. I just feel like the romance with Brendan was rushed, was cut short because they didn't get back together till they were old. But in the end, it was fine though. It still was a happy one, and I couldn't quite get the same skin details as her female self because it's not actually a male one. But I think it's close enough, and how we feel like he would have been. He probably might have had shorter hair, but this was Megwee at uni stage.
Yeah. So this is kind of like him in uni going,
So very red.
Very.
And little Hannah Berry, my wee astronaut. I did connect with her quite well. I loved her wee story with the aliens.
Yeah.
And how they just used her for a womb, basically.
Yeah.
And Minto Berry, Minto Jr. came in and brought Christopher back into the family fold.
Yes.
Much to Minto's dismay.
Because I'm sure in the first generation, I said as Christopher that he would find a way to get into his family.
Forevermore. So with Kiori Hannah, I think actually we were able to pretty much have the same CC as what she had as a woman. So
yeah.
What I found really difficult doing her though is trying to think of how he would have been if he was a man. Because it was like Hannah Berry had this kind of hippie, kind of casual, comfy look, and it was like, how could I illustrate that in a man? without making them too feminine.
Yeah.
And so we decided to kind of go for the Beach Boy surfer look, which I think worked in the end.
Yeah, because where Hannah was in this stage was at
She was at the astronaut camp. Yeah. And then his hair, we decided to go with that. And I actually quite liked how he turned up. And player 2's favourite,
Oh, wee Saren.
he was probably one of my favourites as well.
I will admit
I really liked his story.
Yes.
Because he was gay, but he himself felt it was wrong.
Yeah.
And so denied it for years and ended up with a good woman, can't remember her name,
Laurel.
but Jack's wife, Laurel, she was good for him, but, they were more friends, and he ended up in an abusive relationship, and through his friendship with his next door neighbour, Dr. McDreamy,
yes,
he was able to learn to love himself, which I think then enabled him to appreciate his mum more and learn to embrace his alien heritage side.
Yeah.
So I really love Mint. He broke all stereotypes. He was daddy, mummy, granddad, granny, he was Saren.
Like the Great Jane.
Aye. He was just Saren, and he was our longest living sim.
Yes.
So when he died, it was quite
sad.
It was quite sad because he was always there floating in the background. I'm sure he ended up being around with the Pinks. I think that's how long he survived.
Yeah, I think so.
So a 3 generations. Because he might have known Fawn when Fawn was a child.
He did.
So
he did know Fawn.
He did live for a long time.
Because he was always like,
yeah. So, and we did test it off camera. He does not look identical to his sister. He does look different, but they definitely look related.
Yeah.
So it's safe to say they weren't really identical twins.
No, but
it's fine. So again, trying to think of her aesthetic was difficult because Saren ended up in jumpers in later life.
Aye.
We ended up getting there. She's got the kind of down-to-earth mummy look, and then when she whips it off into her PE kit, she's, the bodybuilder. Little
Lola.
Still one of my probably beautiful females as well. In fact, they're all beautiful.
Yeah.
So with Lola, it was quite hard to try and justify the divorce with Milo. How we could go about that without her coming across too of an arsehole, but also still being in the wrong. And I think she divorced him because of the secrets in the end. And the kids that he had previously and things. So she was a ball of fun, and I really liked her and Loki's relationship and how he was a bit of a rat.
He was a wee butt.
And I quite enjoyed, I think my favourite time playing her was probably in her teenagehood and when she was living with Jocelyn and in the eco bit. I can't remember what it's called.
Evergreen? Something?
Aye. That was probably my favourite time playing with.
Aye. Like Jocelyn, she was a laugh.
She was, yeah. Probably Saren and Lolanthe had the best side characters.
Yes. Like Jack Berry was the creme of the crop, and then Jocelyn was just great. And then didn't they get to? No, they didn't get together.
No, Jocelyn got with Rhaegar.
Yes, she did.
Her baby brother.
Oh, Rhaegar!
So I feel like she is quite a good blend of Vier and Saren.
Yeah, actually, because you didn't really see it in her girl.
Yeah, because you can see Vier in her, but you can see Saren as well. But no, like wee Lolanthe, I did enjoy her.
Yeah.
She was a good one to play.
And she was fun as well.
She was, because, she was a rat and in the wrong, but she redeemed herself. I can, as far as I remember.
She did. She did, yeah. She did redeem herself.
But yes. But on to one of the most
handsome
fun gens. that I had and handsome man. Wee Loki Berry, who is not inherently evil, but who became that way to fit in with his girlfriend, Sophie, then wife. So, I loved this one because we got to basically kill people. I mean, it's awful, but it was really fun. Being being evil and being bad and making them have his, like, the neighbourhood, because the old granny and the gang was really good. I liked that part when we brought that in, and then Sophie getting kidnapped and them moving away. Oh no, and then Opal, the little bastard, getting her pregnant. And
was it Opal?
No, not Opal. No,
Opal. Because he was
his brother.
He was ginger too. Yeah, Opal.
Because nearly breaking them up. And then Loki deciding to say they're his kids anyway.
Like, we weren't planning for that to happen.
You know, so I think Orange Gen was a really good one for ups and downs.
Yeah.
Do I think Sophie would have been his soulmate? Probably not.
Yeah, probably
I think if
not.
we weren't constricted by the challenge, he probably would have ended up with somebody who was good.
Yeah. Like, he ended up going with Bruno.
Anyway. But that's not very good in itself.
No.
But this is how I would have imagined him probably as a female. Because there is more CC for women, we would have had a lot more fun with the experiment and with makeup and jewellery and tattoos and clothes-wise.
Yeah.
Well, but
it's just such a shame that there's not a lot of, like, really nice CC for men. Like, there is nice, but there's just not a lot.
And I couldn't get the same tattoo, so she does have a slightly different one.
Aye, but it's close enough.
But I think, you know, she looks like a badass.
She does.
But still feminine.
Aye.
So it's like, you can see the influence which she would have gotten from her bad boy in our story, but the influence of being raised in a good household as well.
Yeah. Because I must admit, the one thing I loved about Loki is that he was technically evil at work, but as soon as he came home, he was daddy.
Aye, especially when he had his twins.
Yeah. And, wee Lolanthe. She was adorable. And, no, not Lolanthe. Linnea and Linnea. We keep getting them mixed up.
Yes, no, but yes, if I had to choose a challenge that was the funnest, it was probably Loki's, but also the hardest, because the criminal career is really hard. It is to get promoted in. I mean, it took a while. Not as long as Mint, but Mint, to be fair, was starting as a young adult, where the rest had the advantages because they could gain stuff in teenage years.
Yeah.
But this is how we would have imagined female Loki. And on to my wee bean. Oh, wee Linnea! She was just so... She was the quickest one, because a lot of the stuff got done in teenagehood.
Yeah.
But she's like the one I have to protect.
Yeah.
Because she's just so small
and adorable.
And I can still remember her getting mugged when they went out for dinner with their parents. And
Loki wasn't happy.
Oh, she was just so cute. And the sister as well, she went through a hard time with technically her first partner cheating on her, and then Bruno, but she didn't seem too bothered
with Bruno
as well. So it was a bit confusing, but I actually would say Catherine and Linnea's love story is my second favourite.
Yeah.
Because when we had dance mods and they kept glitching, so they were dancing all the time. But it was really funny and really sweet as well.
Yeah, because they just dance randomly. And it was nice, because you would dance randomly.
And I like the world haggling on Bagley. Like, that's probably my favourite world.
Yeah.
So it was not only like a beautiful, happy ending for her, but, you know, a beautiful world for her. And, you know, I don't think there was really any issues with her. You know, all our kids were happy before they left home. You know, with Harry and Sandy and Fawn, and then little what was her name?
Oh,
The youngest daughter.
Oh, what was her
Rose,
name?
was it?
Rose, yeah.
Rose, yeah. So, and she made an adorable wee boy. You can definitely see Sandy and Harry in there.
Yeah.
And we decided to give her wellies because she was in the farm. But
Yeah.
she's just my wee bean.
Adorable.
My wee little lamb. And then Fawn, who
Yes.
is the most beautiful male sim we had.
Yeah.
And also one that was really funny to play because he was just free love. He loved everybody, regardless of gender. He was a lazy toe rag.
Yeah.
And it was just funny.
It was hard to play though, making them lazy.
Well, I think I worked around it quite
I like
well.
having the laundry.
Yeah.
That helped because
And
he did not clean up after himself.
And I loved the police job. The interrogation bit was my favourite.
Once we got it working.
And his romance was quite funny because originally we were going to go, because it had to be a work colleague, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And we were originally going to go for one, but then we decided, well, why don't we have Criminal work as an undercover? And we did kind of get it working, but unfortunately he died of laughter because that was my fault. I did not realise by telling the funniest joke in the world he would die.
Yeah, my Brendan, my beautiful Brendan, that I was like, oh, they're going to have such a lovely love story, it's going to be a bit difficult or that, and then he died.
But in the end, Eva, wee baldy Eva, swooped in and saved the day.
Aye, like Eva was good, like.
But we still went with Esme as heir. So he doesn't look much different. So Esme, is probably my favourite berry out of them all. I mean, I love them all, but I connected quite well with her. I think it was probably the gaming.
Aye.
But I enjoyed playing her. I really liked her teenage stage and look. That's probably my favourite when she was a teenager.
Yeah.
And I liked the university storyline we went with where she broke up with her boyfriend because he ended up cheating on her.
Yes.
And then she had the makeover, which we influenced for her party lifestyle then as well. And Jordan was a good friend at first, but as they got older, they just kind of drifted, which was sad, but also good because not all childhood friends stay around.
No.
But Caden is the most handsome sim that because I often find a base online and then do them up, and he is just chef's kiss.
Yeah, chef's kiss.
And I loved how she died and he brought her back because I was not failing. She was not to stay dead, but we worked it in.
Yeah.
And I liked having the twins.
Yeah.
Again, because I find if your Sims ancestors have had twins, they're more likely to have twins.
Yeah.
Which is why we had a lot of twins.
Yeah.
But no, it was a good one. And it was living in because she bought an island as part of our work, which is why we ended up moving to the island. But she did not realise that she just bought a plot of the island.
Yeah. Like, I had big plans for that island, but the neighbours never visit.
Yeah, and her apartment, the apartment in the city was really cool. It was up there with Cern's apartment for me. I really liked it. And wish we would have spent there longer, but storyline made us move quicker.
Yeah, it did. But, you know, it was good. Like, we weren't sure if Caden was going to be the one.
No, Caden was going to be the one, but I made him his sister because unless we specifically want them to be straight, we always have a female or male present so we can see what one they connect with more.
Oh, well, yeah.
But then I'm sure Melody was a bit mean at the get-go, so we decided that she would have
More, I made sure of it.
Go with Caden. I made sure she was mean and things because it was a beautiful love story, and I can quite see how I quite like my gender bends. How you can tell
They're the same
they're
character.
the same. Just ignore their boobs because it's the same skin tone.
Yeah.
I think Linnea and Esme have it. But again, it was difficult to try and decide how to dress them to be party cool, but dad.
Yeah, because
as
at
well.
this point, Esme...
Because a lot of these Sims that I've picked are at the parent stage. So we decided to go with a wee jumper and a wee man bag.
Yeah, wee man bag.
And some jeans. And the one thing I have also learned from doing this is that I have a certain aesthetic and style I give all my Sims.
Yeah.
So I will try and shape that up in the next challenge. So on to our final one, little Skylar, who was bad.
Aye, naughty!
Naughty Skylar, who ended up having an affair because her and Haru were having marital problems. And I think we did that in a realistic sense.
Yeah.
Where, you know, she had the teenage pregnancy and then they got moved into this house and had real struggle for money. And Haru was working overtime and they didn't have a lot of time to see each other. So the kind of, you know, the romance was lost a bit. But she brought it back and they're now living in Mount Kobarebi with their youngest daughter, Sapphire. She's pregnant again.
Yes.
And with Oynx, who is going to be the star of the next gen.
Yes.
So I really enjoyed playing Skylar's storyline. Again, it was, I think, one of the longest ones.
Yeah.
Because it just took a while for her career to get promoted because we were busy with babies.
I with the babies, yeah. Because what? She's had 4?
Yes, she's had Yuki, she's had Hannah, she's had Oynx, she's had Rose, Sapphire, and she's pregnant with a 5th one. Because Tara was adopted. Aye, because originally we weren't going to go with the adopted storyline because we wanted to have Oynx. And then I was doing something with another family, fixing them, and I came back and they had adopted Tara.
Yeah.
Without my permission.
Yeah.
But we worked it in, and I do actually quite like Tara.
Aye, Haru, you adopted his boss's child.
Yeah. So I was going to give her this hair, but it didn't have the color effect to go from the dark to light. So in the end, that's why I went with a shorter hair, because I wanted it to be the same blue that she had from the same creator, who has done beautiful hair.
Is it Sonia Sims?
Yes.
Aye. They
Love
do
their
beautiful hair.
So,
but they also do lovely colours.
Yeah, well, I liked it, and if I had the hair from the start, a lot of the berries would have had that hair, because it's a lot of, like, popping colours.
Yeah.
But no, she's starting to, he is starting to look like her. And I'm trying to decide what heirloom would have been carried forward, because the necklace she's wearing is the same one that Blaze wore.
Yeah, just blue.
And other berries have worn throughout. So I gave some earrings, and they probably wouldn't have been those ones, but they were nice enough.
Yeah.
So I was a bit upset that I didn't have a jumper similar to her one.
Yeah.
With mushrooms and things. I was tempted to make it so I could make him wear it, but in the end I was like, no, this is different, you know. So, and to be honest, I think player 2 wouldn't have allowed me to make Skylar straight.
No.
I think, and regardless of gender, she or he would have ended up with Kaden.
So Haru,
sorry. So we end it off showing off. So this is little Minta,
little Mintet,
who I think I still prefer. I think I would be either or for them.
Yeah.
And here is Megwee. And unfortunately, although I do like her male self, I still would have chosen the female one.
Yeah.
Kiori Hana is a difficult one because I'm interested to see how he would have ended up.
Yeah.
So I think I could have been either or for him. With Seren, again, I love male Seren, but again, I could have went with either one.
Yeah. Like, female Seren is very pretty.
Unfortunately, Lola, we'll give you your dad's beard so you look a bit better, but I probably would have went with female.
Yeah.
And although I think I would probably have done either or, because I do really like her aesthetic.
Yeah.
And my wee bean,
Oh.
I could have done either one.
Yeah.
Played
she's
either one
he's
because
adorable.
he's so small to protect. Fawn to me,
Fawn.
he's Fawn because Fawn really looked like his mum, Catherine, and looked feminine regardless.
Yeah.
So again, it would have been either one. They probably would have been done the same. Although I really like the way he looks, I still prefer my female Esme.
Yeah.
And it's a difficult one with Skylar because I like the way he looks, but I think I still would have went with female Skylar.
Yeah.
So this is them all done, and this is us at the end of Gen 1. No, of Generations 1. So thank you for watching, and we will see you next week with the new playthrough. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Bye.